Right, engine is turning. Probably expecting a couple of bumps here. Yep.
G'day everyone, and welcome to another fun video flying the Turbo Grumman Mallard here in Darwin, Australia. Sunday morning here, very early, we're going to go out and fly to the Mitchell River for a fishing charter. Flying with me today is also another Captain Drew. You've probably seen him from other videos. As crew members, what we do in the morning before we get going, one will plan, one will go and get the aircraft ready. This morning I am on planning duties, so I'm going to grab my bag, get myself a coffee. Let's go have a look. So we normally have a dispatcher, which is actually kind of run by us as pilots as well on reserve days. No one was willing to get up at 4 in the morning on a Sunday, so I'm kind of dispatching as well. So we're going to take you to the departure lounge where I'll do the planning. Normally we do that in the pilot room, but I'll take you in there. Got the sign here, and throw this one out. Alright, it's time to do our flight plans. I'm using the Oz Runways app here, so I'm just going to jump into create a new plan. We're going to go YPDN, which is Darwin, via the Darwin VOR. We're going to go all the way to waypoint Doodum via the Whiskey 843 route, and then into MVR, which is Mitchell River, and then back via Doodum, and that route back to Darwin. I'll show you on a map here in a moment where that takes us. So we're going to go. I'm going to change our aircraft, make sure it's Tango. Change the call sign in a moment. I'm the captain of this flight. Departure time will be 2100. When I know where the zeros are. There we go. And that is good. Okay, let's go to the Go page, show you where we are. So zoom out of Australia here. So right at the top end here, we're going to cross over the Bonaparte Gulf there, fly it over water, hit the Kimberley region, and fly into Mitchell River. So that's where we're heading today. Alright, so let's just have a look at the weather. I've just downloaded a SPFIB for a landing to a pearl farm right next to where we're going today. So I'm just going to flick through this. Darwin's got gusting wind today and quite a strong wind, which was similar to yesterday actually, so that'll be interesting. We're not here for very long. Truscott, which is near where we're stopping there for fuel, it's got moderate turbulence and a fair bit of wind there, 18 knots. Troughton Island's already blowing 15 knots this morning, which is a sign that it's going to be windy. Our levels, we've got wind, nice tailwind on the way down, headwind on the way back. No rain issues. No NOTAMs really to speak about. Airspace that was to the northeast and to the southwest. I think that's about it. Truscott's got no real NOTAMs for us to worry about. Every day, so expecting a bit of wind out there this morning. Right, so now the flight planning's done, we're now going to transfer the data from our kind of planning AFB over to our active AFBs that we use in flight, so on our control columns. And it's done. We're going to export all of those to the Jeppesen app, all of the planning stuff with the weather. Alright, and that is that. So here's our beautiful bird today that we're taking, Tango. PPT should be, what is J26 serial number, PPI J23 serial number, sitting there ready to go as well, but not being used today. And then over here, J22 PPE Echo in a phase check, missing some gear, getting some engine work done. So it'll take a week or two for a phase check. Alright, welcome everyone. My name's Dan. I'm one of the pilots flying you out to the Kimberley this morning. So yeah, we're landing Mitchell River on the water, but we are stopping at Truscott for a fuel stop this morning, so we'll be in and out for about 15 minutes, grab some fuel. Good for you guys, get to do an extra takeoff and landing in the Kimberley, which is pretty cool. Just before we get going, important safety briefing on the TV here, so I'll track that on for you, and then we will be nearly ready to go, alright?
Hi and welcome to the Pass Bailey Pearling Company. Just like the pearls that we nurture, we pride ourselves on safety. That's why the following safety video is important. So listen carefully as we talk about the safety features of our aircraft.
Today you're flying on the nostalgic Grumman Mallard flying boat. Pass Bailey have modified all three of these aircraft for enhanced performance, safety and comfort.
For boarding our aircraft, you will use the main entry for both water and land. Use the handles when boarding.
Seated, locate and put on your seatbelt by placing the two ends together and by pulling this strap. To open the seatbelt, lift up the flap.
The entry point is the main exit. The main door handle rotates anti-clockwise.
In the unlikely event that a pilot asks you to don your life jacket, please take it out of the pouch and open it.
There is no front or back to the jacket, so put your head through the hole and place the strap around your waist.
A safety briefing card is located in the seat pocket in front of you with further information regarding the safety features of our aircraft.
This concludes our briefing.
We are excited to have you on board our aircraft today.
Sit back, relax,
and enjoy your flight on the Pass Bailey flying boat.
Alright, here we go. We are heading out to the aircraft, ready to go. We've got some fuel, we've got our coffees, you beauty. Ready to go, mate?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Okay, so sometimes technology is great, other times it isn't. The cockpit audio for the arrival failed to record. However, I did get it for the departure, so stand by for that. But for the arrival, however, I will still show you the highlights, including the impressive water landing and mooring shutdown before we pick it up from our engine start and water takeoff back with the cockpit audio, so don't stress. Just like the forecast said, we had quite the wind down low on arrival. In fact, at 1,300 feet, we still had 50 knots of quartering southeasterly tailwind. Luckily, the boat had reported to us through the marine radio only 20 knots on the water blowing across the river, so no issues with swell there, just some rough chop. Nothing the Mallard can't handle, that's for sure. We overflew the boat and discussed our landing spot and ran pre-landing and final checklists. Now the Mallard is not a STOL or short takeoff and land aircraft, but with the 20 knots on the nose and reverse power availability, we pulled her up on the water in about 300 metres. Here is the water landing viewed from inside and outside the aircraft. And here is the landing viewed from the vessel. We had arranged prior with the vessel to have a mooring for us on our arrival. but with freight in the nose of the aircraft, we first had to make room for Drew to access the nose bay. Firstly, we swing over the co-pilot's control column and swivel away the rudder pedals. Removing the cargo net that blocks the freight from entering the cockpit, Drew then passes back boxes to the passengers to make room for his entry. The nose bay can have just over 200 kilos of freight inside there, so sometimes we have to pass a fair bit back. Meanwhile, this 20-knot wind was proving to be a pain for me to turn the aircraft around. Now, seaplanes don't have brakes, and they will always want to weather vane into the wind, so turning is usually done using water rudders. Well, on most single-engine seaplanes anyway. The Mallard doesn't have a water rudder, instead it utilises differential power from the engines to manoeuvre. Most of the time you should be able to turn a multi-engine seaplane downwind using that differential power, but in rough water you may be doing more harm than good with waves splashing through your engines and props. So on this day I turn as far right as I'm comfortable with without making the turn, and then use the momentum of turning the aircraft back into the wind first to the left with the aid of that differential power to eventually get her to point downwind. Kind of like a single engine plough taxi, but with less forward speed as I pull reverse on that inside engine. If this was to fail, the next option would be to sail the aircraft backwards using reverse power. Not an easy task, that's for sure. Now for the taxi to our mooring, which is now on the other side of the boat off our port or left wing. As mentioned prior, aircraft love facing into the wind. That's how they fly. But I want to avoid the aircraft getting weathercocked back into that wind. The easiest way to be weathercocked is taxiing with a crosswind, so I take a quartering tailwind and backtrack further downwind of the mooring than I normally would, back towards the landing area, before spinning the aircraft around with lots of room to track forward and over to the mooring. Meanwhile, Drew has now cleared enough space in the nose bay to pop out and get ready to pick up the mooring with the boat hook. The nose bay has a set of headset jacks so that pilots can still communicate, and Drew is keeping me updated as to how close I am in case I lose sight of the buoy. We pick up the mooring and shut down the aircraft. Moorings are generally just simply heavy anchors on the ocean floor, especially temporarily placed ones like this one. Due to the strong winds we have today, we sit and wait after shutdown to make sure the mooring is holding and not dragging by looking past the main vessel and comparing our movement relative to the boat and the distant hills. We initially see that we are moving backwards slowly, so wait in our positions in case we need to restart the engines, release the mooring line and move. But eventually that movement has subsided, long enough for us to be happy our 6-ton flying boat is stationary and the anchor is holding. It's now time to unload the passengers and prepare for departure. Thanks, mate.
All good?
Yep.
That's
Cheers,
it.
guys.
Right.
Have fun on your trip.
Thank you.
Right, passengers off. New passengers coming on board in a moment. It's our time now to clean up the cabin and get it ready for the next group. Alright, so on the fuel, both present position, both 1100 basically. That matches on the gauges, left, right selected. Gear is up and unpinned, 3 up indicated. and I will go ahead with the start checklist.
Roger.
The start check's gear is checked, fuel is checked, generators are off, the battery is on, external power is off, emergency lights are armed, the beacon is on, bleed air is off, CVR is tested prior, fuel pumps. Right, both on the locks.
Checked.
I'm going to go right, engine just as normal. Right, are you ready?
I am ready.
Time 0019er. Right, engine is turning. 12% fuel. Oil.
Decision height.
A light. The secondaries, let it go. 48.
Okay, we're off.
Roger.
And we're clear. Clear behind?
Yep. Both pump is on and the pressure is checked. That's the start checklist is complete. Idle generator. Waiting for the amps to drop. Position's good. Right, that's under 100. Are you ready?
Ready.
Left engine turning. 12% fuel. Slow rise oil. A light. Secondaries and 48.
Clear behind, 2 good starts. Are you happy for me to come in?
Yep.
Off comes.
Once again, trying to turn downwind of this thing in this weather is not easy. Accept that, I think. Flight watch, 8843, Curling, 314, Arrow taxi. Curling, 314, Mallard, IFR, POB, 10, taxis on the water, Mitchell River, Port Darwin.
Right, with you.
Actually, I'm just on HF waiting for traffic. Give you the control column.
Right, my radios.
Your radios. While we're waiting for that, start a brief. I'm just backing us back a little bit. It's just a bit hard to turn downwind in this wind here, so
That makes sense.
yep. So we're just going to back us back till we get a bit closer to the shoreline. 5.8 tonnes for takeoff. V1 is 83, V2 90, and V up 91. So let's go 83 in. 062.
6062, curling at 340. That's in the box, continue.
What's up? 6062 is checked. HF for now. So taking off in this direction basically, into the wind. We've got a lot of wind here, a lot of rough water. We should be airborne pretty quickly. If there's any malfunction before V1, we abort the takeoff. Anything after V1, it's a go. Acceleration altitude will be 400 feet, no drills before 400 on the standard exceptions, including identifying a failure. We will look at Truscott as our first land-based alternate, and we've also got fuel obviously to get back to Darwin, so we'll consider that as well. Not ideal to land back on the water here, so we'll go with those and assess from there.
Roger.
All things going well, it's to 9,000. Got any questions?
No questions.
Right, instrument review, current heading's 110, heading bug and course bar are 052. I'm in GPS mode. I've got a glide slope flag QNH of 1014, that gives me minus 60 at the moment. I'm happy with that. That is the area QNH that we were given before.
Understood.
That's checked on the AMS. But 900, 9,000. I'll get the TORS set for a water takeoff, please.
Set.
And radar is on standby.
Checked on the right, GPS mode with no flags.
Right, control check. I've got tape down my side, up my side, going back, full free and correct sense. I've got flaps up and up on the left confirmed.
Up on the right, confirmed.
And we've got gear 3 up indicated, up on the left is confirmed.
We're up on the right, up on the nose, doors closed for the border.
And I can see the bank still quite clearly.
Roger.
Alright, let's go the water takeoff checklist, please.
Water takeoff checklist. Departure brief.
Is complete.
No questions. Passenger brief is complete. Generators.
They're online and paralleled.
Fuel pressures
Are checked.
auto transfer.
Is on auto.
Suction.
Is checked.
AHRM. Avionics.
Checked.
Checked. Auto feather.
Is armed.
That is checked. Flaps.
Are up.
Bead lights.
Been checked.
Cabin.
Is secured.
Agreed. Trims.
Set by 1, 2 and 3.
I3 flight instruments.
Check left flights okay.
Check right, no float engine instruments.
Normal indications, hydraulic suction is stable.
Controls.
Have been checked.
Gear.
Established up.
Fuel quantity remaining, we have 1,080.
That's sufficient for Darwin.
Agreed. External lights.
Beacon and landing
Anti-ice weather radar.
is off and standby.
Transponder.
Checked.
Separators igniters.
Let's deploy the separators.
Deploying. 2 lights.
Separators are deployed and igniters are off.
That is checked. Annunciators.
They're all checked.
That is the water takeoff checklist complete.
Startup time was 0019. Yep.
0019. We'll call takeoff 27 or 12.
AFAM 27. Yep.
0027. We'll call that.
Fine for now. Are you ready? Let's do it.
Ready.
So take up power.
Takeoff power is set. I can leave my hand here.
Checked.
60 knots.
Checked.
B1. Positive brake.
Fine for now. Are you ready? Let's do it.
Ready.
So take up power.
Takeoff power is set. I can leave my hand here.
Checked.
60 knots.
Checked.
B1. Positive brake. Just adjusting the torques. Probably expect a couple of bumps here.
Yep.
Right, clear ahead to the right.
They're ahead and to the left. And stow the separators.
Stowing the separators. Separators are stowed.
Checked.
Traffic North Kimberley, Mitchell River, Felling 314, IFR Mallard. We're airborne out of the Mitchell River at this time. Tracking to intercept outbound 053 degrees, 31,300 climbing 9,000. We'll be overflying Truscott for Darwin, North Kimberley.
Set climb power.
Climb power.
Mitchell Falls, North Kimberley traffic, Bell 06, helicopter Romeo, Foxtrot X-ray in company with 2 others. We're departed the Patton, 1,300 on climb operate not above 2,000, tracking southwest for Prince Frederick Harbour, North Kimberley, Mitchell Falls.
Climb power set.
My levers.
Your levers.
After takeoff checks, please.
After takeoff. Happy to let them up.
Yep. We're clear of that wind now.
After takeoff checklist. Gear.
Double start.
Separators igniters.
So no.
Water feather.
Is off.
Cabin.
Released.
Pause.
Enabled.
That is the after takeoff checklist complete.
Head back to Darwin.
Affirmative.